Hi and welcome. This is Maggie Rose. Now today I'm going to start a course in tarot, my way. I do tarot a little different than most, and yes, I've done some notes so I can refer to so I don't miss anything out. Now, the tarot, as most of us know, is divided into the major arcana and the minor arcana. We don't need to go into that right now. We can do that at another time. What I propose to do to begin with is to go through each card and give you an insight how I interpret it, how it works for me. But I insist, it's a good idea that you work with your own intuition, that you use what I give you as guidelines. Now the first one we're looking at is the Fool. Now in all honesty, I think this poor soul is misnamed. Because who of us wants to be a fool? Who wants to be seen as silly or foolish or not doing the right thing? I certainly don't, and I'm sure you don't. This one doesn't sit right with most people. For me, I feel it should be renamed the Innocent. For, this energy is pure innocence. We all strive to be sensible, to be normal, to do the right thing. Does it make us happy? Not always. I know many of us are told we need to follow our path and follow our passion and follow our joy. And the questions come in there, but what about my family? What about the kids? What about this? What about that? You can do both. The Fool doesn't ask you to throw away anything. It asks you to believe in your absolute potential. It asks you to understand that you are perfect in every way. Now, we can't live our day-to-day life to follow our bliss, but there's no way under heaven our bliss cannot be our day-to-day life. Okay. The Fool represents our unlimited potential. Unlimited. It's only us who put limits on our potential, and that is a foolish thing. But we do it for one simple reason: fear of moving forward. Now if you look at the Fool, you look at this card and see, when I teach people to read cards, I say look at the card and see what bounces out at you. Now this little dog, it's all the fears and the what ifs, the past, snapping at your heels. It's those worrying doubts. It's like, how can I do this because I've got this, because I've got that. It's the excuses, the reasons that we justify. It's that little bits of insecurity that grow into bloody great fears. Above shines the sun. The sun represents divine guidance. This Innocent is looking up. He's looking towards the heavens. He's looking towards divine guidance, looking towards connection with the guides, with the angels, with the universe, with which however you perceive that to be. He's carrying his knapsack. So he has all the tools of the trade that he's ever going to need. Has everything right there, ready to roll in for any direction that he chooses to go in. Yes, he's about to step off a cliff, but with absolute trust that the universe will uphold him. Why? Because his innocence is whole. In his innocence, he's allowed himself to become whole, to understand that he has a divine essence, that he is a part of the whole situation. He's actually moved into a space of, wow, I am godlike, or I am God. This Fool represents the absolute I am. I am innocent, so there is no fear. I am joyous, I believe, I am strong, I accept. It's absolute acceptance, absolute joy. Yeah, the outfit's a bit gay, but that's the times the tarot was done in, this particular tarot. In the background here, this little bit of the hill always takes my eye. For me, it is a little part of a building. An ancient croft maybe, a stone dwelling, It's about carrying the wisdom of the past into the future. So for me, this represents the wisdom that opens the doors between heaven and earth. And for me, the sky is the door between heaven and earth. It's about looking at it and what it gives to you, what it brings to you, how it speaks to you, how it speaks to your heart. So, what does the Fool ask us to do? What is this in eternal innocence? And now I've got the pages messed up. What does it in eternal innocence ask us to do? It asks us to be exhilarated, excited, to join in life, to take risks, to take chances, to believe in ourselves, to trust our heart, to be active, to get out there and just do it, to take leaps, jumps of faith, to seek new ways, new directions, new ways of being things. It's about take that risk on that new state of being. It's about expecting miracles. But it's also about linking and being at one with the child within and the peace that it gives to you. So yes, the Fool or the innocent, depending on where it appears in a reading or how the connection, is just that. It's about divine reality. It's about the newness, the joy, the reawakening of everything that we are, the connection to all that is. I love the fact that in this hand here is a partially opened rose, which most people don't see. In the old times, when they met in secret, they met under the sign, the silence of the rose. The rose was the rose that held the light fitting, and everything that was discussed under the rose was held in silence. This represents the silence of the rose, the silence of the wisdom that we've been denied. So he's holding that out there going, hey, I don't care. This is my thing. This wisdom is available to me and I can have this. It's about being open to all things. It's about understanding that nothing is restricted, nothing is silent. The wisdom of the ages are available. You simply need to be able to know where to look for them. And you look for them in the colouring. These are the clothing of the dark ages. They're also the clothing of the troubadour. And the troubadours were that link between the dark ages and the bringing in of creative art, creative talent, creative music. They took a huge step, a jump between realities. This is what you're being asked to do in your life right now. And this is what we are doing because we're in an ascension reality. In the dark ages, and if you look at the dark ages as the dark, where things around us are under silence because of fear of threat, people met and greeted and worked in silence. We've moved into the age of the troubadour with the bold song, the music, the travelling, the sharing of the wisdom through song, through laughter. We no longer have the silence of the rose. So there is many, many things in this one card and many, many things that we need to look out for. The fact that the rocks are pretty rough and pretty treacherous, they represent life. For me, this is for me, they represent life. And life, it's not a smooth job. Everything is a little bit bumpy. It's how we learn, it's how we progress, it's how we grow. The fact that he's actually got one foot lifted off is like he's floating gently over the top of the obstacles. He's not becoming bogged down in them. And this is what we need to look at when we're learning this card. Don't become bogged down in the fears and the fantasy realities. Look to what you can do. Look to the divine. Look to creation, God, Goddess, universe, whatever it is for you, because that's correct for you. This is where the Fool, where the innocent comes in. It's where we turn from the foolish path to the path of innocence, the path of enlightenment. Now I hope that helped a little bit, and I'll be posting more as we go along. Take care.